Hey guys, welcome back to another jack stand driveway video. Today we're putting the Colorado under the knife. We're going to be installing an S&B cold air intake on our Chevy Colorado with the 3.6 liter V6. Let's get into it. Alright, so your first step in uninstalling it, the old intake, is there's a bolt down in there. You see, you got to get that one out. You got to take the cap out here, and then there's a bolt right there. And I believe something over here. This has got to come off, this hose clamp, and this hose clamp all got to come off. Got to disconnect the mass airflow sensor, but that's to take the box out. Just taking this off, that's all you got to do. And then there's this weird do-op under here. I already undid it, but all you have to do, if I can find where my finger is, you just push in on this gray tab. When it's in there, the gray tab sticking out, you push it in towards the center of the truck and pull out. That's all there is to it. So we'll go ahead and take it off. The engine is extremely dirty because we've done some pretty good off-roading in this truck. It's definitely been used. That's why we bought the Z71. So we're about to make it a little bit better. Let's get to it. So once you get it out, it looks something like this. There was more bolts that I forgot to tell you about. There's one on the throttle body from the side here. And then there's one more from here. It goes down right there to that one. Got those pulled off. This is what it looks like. This is your throttle body, you know, your fancy dancy stuff, all nice and dirty. The next step, we got to take the air intake box out, which you just disconnect the mass airflow sensor, pull this red tab back, pull it out, take the screws out of the filter, pull the tab back, lift that up, take these two bolts out, and there should be some in the bottom of this, I believe, that we had to take out to take the whole box out. So that was real simple. It's actually only those two bolts here. Oh, where's the other one? There. And then you just kind of pop it out of this rubber grommet looking thing, slide the intake part out, lift up. Hopefully we're not gonna have a problem. We have aftermarket horns on here because our old ones got full of water because we were off-roading. So hopefully that won't be an issue putting it in, because that box looks a little bit bigger than the one that came out. But this is it. This is disassembly. So now onto installation. All right, so we're kind of splitting up into two here. My dad's working on getting the filter box figured out. He's got the grommets in the bottom and the stock little, I don't know what you call those, little metal things that were on the bottom of that old air box. Got to reinstall those. He went ahead and got that filter, I guess, gasket on there. And then out here, we got the part that goes into the truck that sucks the air in, which, you know, that hole in the side there. I'm over here working on this. I got the throttle body connector figured out. Got this put together. And the mass airflow sensor put in the correct way with the provided gasket and plastic mounting part and the hardware they gave you. They do provide you an Allen wrench to get the stock ones off. And we got the breather valve screwed on here. Just take a little wrench and twist it around a couple times so it get a little bit tight. You don't want to over tighten it. And then that's pretty much it. It's starting to come together here. He went ahead and put this gasket on for the clear part first, just because why not? It shouldn't make a difference. So we're pretty much ready to put two and two together here. So we'll see you in the next step. So the next steps are real straightforward. All we did is put two and two together. Put this baby down in there. Get those lined up. Push the tab of the little thing into the grommet there, like I said. This just pushes, the gasket on the outside pushes against the truck. It doesn't go into this hole. As you can see, the hole is actually smaller than the hole in the S&B. We opted to put this in since we're going up in the mountains in like 2 days. We may do some off-roading. We don't want to get a bunch of water in there. We did have to move our horns a little bit. Like I said, these are aftermarket horns, so they're bigger. And I mean, this is a whole extension bracket, so you shouldn't have an issue. But yeah, so all that's next. Well, obviously we attached all the things back onto here. You got to make sure you put the mass airflow sensor in the right way. You want to make sure it's like that. You have the face in the back. Just look at them when you're putting it on there. Hose clamps have got to go on before you put things on there, so you just got to remember that so you don't take everything off. And other than that, all we got to do is put the filter on, put the glass on. That's it. Done deal right here. You see we got the glass on there, we got the filter on there, everything's connected like I said. Ready to start it up, see how it sounds. Well, I actually completely forgot to film an outro for this video, and I left for school again, so I no longer have the truck to film, so I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover. We had it for a couple weeks before I left, and you can't really tell on video. The sound definitely makes a difference. It's not obnoxious. On the interstate, right around 2,000 RPM, it does make quite a bit of noise. But it's only if you're like almost exactly at 2,000 RPM. And if you're towing a trailer, because we towed a boat as well, and you can hear it when you're doing that, but it's nothing obnoxious. I think it makes the truck sound pretty good because it revs pretty high, revs to 7,000 because it has that trifecta tune. And speaking of a tune and performance, we did notice a slight performance gain, especially down low. Actually, it's a noticeable difference down low. Up high is marginal, whether or not it's just placebo effect or not, but there's definitely a big difference with torque and off the line performance with it. Gas mileage, can't speak to that yet because we've been flooring it everywhere because it sounds so good. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I like the way it looks. I'm not sure how big of a difference that whole glass container thing makes. It seals it up, but it does make it a little bit nicer for off-roading, because if you guys seen my video of my truck, Silverado with the 5.3, I have a rough country intake, which isn't open. It is open. It has a divider, but it doesn't have the glass, and that wouldn't be great for going through mud puddles very fast, which is what we like to do. So I may be looking into this for my truck just for that reason. But yeah, very high quality stuff. I recommend some sort of intake, cold air intake on your truck, whether it be S&B or whatever. But S&B is definitely, you could tell it's top notch. So I recommend it. Thanks for watching.